Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Old Streams Farmer. Today we're going to have to sell a bunch of stuff. Now, we have had an offer on the farm, which is awesome. And we're actually in the process of negotiating some stuff with a farm in the UK. You can see we're selling off the wheel loader, not the wheel loader, the telehandler, the why can't I sell these? TS115, that kind of stuff. What am I selling here? Selling... Okay. Selling this. Yes. And this. Yes. Now we have sold quite a lot, and you can see there that the... Actually, I want to sell that too. I apologize, this is stuff I should have taken care of before I started recording. There we go. We are in the process of negotiating terms for a farm in the UK. We'll hopefully be going there quite soon. I need to get a plough. Do you know, I could... Let's get the CompostMaster. Here we go. Fence shouldn't have much of a problem with that. It does help if I keep the engine running though. Negotiating terms of the farm in the UK, we should in theory be able to afford the trip. Sorry, my GoPro mount was a bit off. That should do. There we go. No, I didn't want to get into the forklift. We negotiated a price in theory, and there's an issue, because the price in theory that we have negotiated is higher than what we have, including the offer we've got on the farm here. So the offer we've got here is about €500,000, which is roughly £400,000, very roughly. The price of the farm in the UK is £1 million. Now we've got £100,000 sitting spare in our accounts right now, which is fine. The issue comes when we need to, by request of the estate agents I do have the farm on the market with, we need to have the fields fertilized and ploughed up. That's not great because we only have that much manure. We had a small delivery this morning. That's all the manure we have. And we don't currently have a manure spreader. But what we do have is access to the CompostMaster. And what we also have is a shop here. Now what I'm going to do is, we got 200,000. Okay, so that's £600,000. We're 400,000 short. What I need to do is buy stuff. We need to buy a manure spreader. The farm took 8,000, 79.56, 19,000. We're gonna go with the farm tech because that's not the best value for money. The Marshall would have been best value for money, but I want a bit more space. I also need to buy, and this is gonna be my own property, so I can bring this to the UK with me, a fuel tank. 22,500 litres will do. Wonderful. So, now that we've got the fuel tank, that makes things a small bit easier. Because this is something that I've been meaning to do for a while. What I need to do now is get the fuel tank on the back of the fence here. That's the forklift. Back the fence, there we go. And I need to turn the HUD on real quick because I can't remember where the fuel point is. Is the only one at the farm? No, there's one at the shop. Ah, you can buy fuel here. Magnifico. I need to get this tank full of fuel. I need to get this tank full of fuel now, because this is going to be all the fuel we're going to get. So while that's happening, just leave that there filling up. It'll be a little while before it's full. It's 22,500 litres. That's a lot of money about to go away, by the way. While that's happening, we're going to hop onto the muck spreader here. And we are going to bring this down to the main yard. Now, we do have the John Deere down in the main yard. We also have our skid steer down in the main yard. The skid steer has a bucket. The bucket can be used to fill this manure spreader with manure. This manure spreader can then be sent to a field. I'm thinking field 10 because that is... doesn't really matter where we enter this field, does it? This manure spreader can be sent to a field because we need to get manure on the fields quickly. Because I do have a scheme. A rather expensive scheme. At that, I do need to get the John Deere out. I was sweeping the yard a few minutes ago, that's why the John Deere's the sweeper brush on. But the yard is now a lot cleaner. That's where some of the manure actually came from. We got a small delivery, but some of the manure is actually from the yard. The former owner did leave quite a mess. There we go. To pull this out, just to get the telehandler off, not the telehandler, the skid steer off the back. There we go. Skid steer me up, Scotty. There we go, fantastic. I've run into something. Oh, I thought that was much further away than it was. I'm having one of those days where my depth perception is a bit off. So this could be a bit fun. So this can take 2,000 litres a pop. 4 shovels of this will be 1 load of manure. Just gonna come around to this side for the first load, and then we'll make a much more sane approach next time. There we go. So that's the trailer 1/4 of the way full already. And now we just need to load it up fully. Because and I'm hoping to get another delivery of manure at some point soon. I am hoping to get all these fields done for free. Between the manure and the compost should do... I'm hoping it'll do most, if not all, of the work we need done. Quite honestly. This little skid steer is a godsend, and it'll be going over to the CompostMaster very soon. The fact that we do have the Land Rover back is a blessing in disguise, because we can pull the wheel load, or not the wheel loader, the skid steer with that. We can pull the trailer with that, with the wheel loader on it, with the Landy. We can also zip between vehicles a lot quicker now, so that's that full. Let's hop back into the Fent. And just, we'll get started on field 10. We won't get it all done. We'll just basically shoot this manure out the back. And I forgot about that, didn't I? So we're going to have to make a really weird turn here. I don't want to spread manure straight into the canola. It does help if I attach the PTO, doesn't it? There we go. Let's get spreading. I need to unfold the manure spreader. There we go. We are now spreading manure. And I'm just going to use this lot here. Once we got this manure spreader empty, what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically dump the trailer here, because we'll have all the muck out of it spread and there won't be any potential losses. I say as I completely ruin this dude's field. I apologize, whoever owns Field 9. I may probably buy it off you. Because the more fields we own, the more we're going to make. And the more we make, the less we need to make to buy our farm in the UK. We do have to buy it. The current owner, I have heard, does watch YouTube a lot. Apparently he's a fan of some guy called Landy Kid. Not entirely sure who or what that means, but okay. I'm sure I'll find out eventually. And his name is David or something like that, I think. But seems like a nice enough guy, and we should in the next, hopefully, a month or so, be getting ready to go over there and make our dealings done and all that kind of stuff as we magically teleport through this power wire to the pylon, which you guys will just have to deal with. And the reason the IT runner container is still there, out of character, is because I completely forgot to move it before I recorded. And it's 20 past 10 now, and it's a bit late for me to cut and do that and come back. Also, I realise, while I'm out of character, that I have in fact got this field fertilised already, because there's chopped straw on it, but oh well, too late. But we have been asked to fertilise and plough even the grass fields. We've been asked to fertilise them and plough them up. Now hopefully we can get that done fairly quickly. If not, I will have to employ Sergey on probably the Fent, while we head off and do some money making schemes, because there are some farms nearby that do need, I say nearby, relatively nearby, that needs some contracting done for them, and I can run off with the John Deere and probably the Class, the Dominator. I can do some work over there. Unfortunately, Sergey's tractor won't actually run a plough, which kind of defeats its own purpose. So that's that done. Or empty at least. Let's disconnect that, because now we need to run back to the shop. Our fuel tanker should be full now, and has probably been full for a little while. Get out of the way, sir. Thank you. Let's pop our beacon light on. Hope it's on. It should be on. It is on. They are. Now we need to just reverse and grab our tanker, which, while it's Shell, they don't. It's, you know, formerly owned by Shell. There we go. That was not close enough. That should be a lot better. That is a lot better. Let's attach the PTO, because we're going to have to unload. I think this entire tanker will have to go into the CompostMaster. If there's some left over that we never use, that's fine. The primary concern for me right now is getting compost out of that machine. And the longer it sits with no fuel in, the longer it does nothing for us. So what we can do, if we really, really need to, is actually mow up this grass, throw it into the CompostMaster, and we'll in theory have enough grass in it then. Now, I just need to remember how this thing hooks up. There we go, we're emptying it out. We're fueling her up. And it should boot up quite soon. There we go, she's booting. And she is producing compost by the looks of it. 4,000 litres so far. It's half a trailer load of compost. It is still taking fuel. This tanker is almost empty. This is a very, very loud area now the CompostMaster is running. And I think the fuel tanker is now in fact empty or very close to it. It is now 600 litres, 200 litres. It is now empty. Okay. So this will have to be refueled real quick. I'm going to leave it at the shop for now. The more important thing really is that we can get manure onto our fields. Now that does mean that I'll have to go actually take a flying stop at the yard, pick up the IT runner kit and get that over to field 10 so that I can move the canola, which will probably be sold tomorrow in tomorrow's video. There we go. Refill. We can disconnect the trailer once again. The guys at the shop here know to stop that before it goes overflowing and crazy. They are charging me for the fuel, unfortunately, but the more we buy in bulk, the better it is. So, next job on the agenda is grab the IT runner trailer. I think I've got the green skip on the back at the moment. I can disconnect the green skip. There's no need for it. That's what we used earlier on today to grab the manure. And we should in theory be good to grab the orange skip that has the crop in. There we go. Where are we going to put this? Where are we going to put this? Where are we going to put this? I'm going to put this in where the low loader was. That's why I kept calling the skid steer wheel loader, because I was thinking about a wheeled vehicle and a low loader at the same time, and it confused me. That'll do. Just needs to be in there, doesn't have to be perfect. So off we go now to field 10 to pick up our grain container. Because that is kind of the more important thing we need to do right now. The longer that grain's sat in the field, the more likely it is to go moldy and us to get a low price. Can I fit this in here? Yes, I can. So let's just very carefully nudge it over so we don't need to bop it too hard. There we go. Get that one folding. That should be good enough to hook it. There we go. Hooked up. We're all good to go. So back out the field we go. We'll grab the farm tech once again in a moment. But like I said, the priority is getting all this work done. And getting, just temporarily at least, getting the canola into storage. Now, luckily for us, the person we're talking to about buying this farm off us is in fact a current farm owner. He's looking for a land extension. He lives a few miles down the road and he's quite wealthy, so we're basically naming an excessive price, and so far he's going along with it. Hopefully there's no big bumps in the road, because he already has a farm. He doesn't need these vehicles. So the reason we slimmed down vehicle-wise, and we will slim down further, the only vehicle I think he actually wants is the skid steer. But we will be slimming down further. We'll probably get rid of the John Deere and just keep to the case and the Fendt. Because we need to try and fit all this stuff onto a trailer, because we're going to be renting a truck. We're going to be renting a truck to move all this stuff over to the UK. And that's not going to come cheap. That's where the big issue is I want to get some more equipment that I will probably sell. I'll probably get it on a lease, to be honest. And there we go. I do have a plan to get money together to get the farm in the UK. The issue is, the farm in the UK at the moment is a hay operation. They're making hay and selling it to mushroom barns, which, you know, it's fine for them, it's money, but I don't want to run it as a hay operation. That's kind of problematic to me. I want to run a mixed arable and dairy farm. I want to run a farm that has everything. And a mulch hay operation, that's great for the guy who's currently running it. That's great for the guy who's, you know, he's not the youngest guy. He's setting up and retiring, so it's fine. Or he's moving on to pastures new or something. I don't quite know. Part of me doesn't care. All I know is that I need to... Actually, I think he's moving to Ireland or something, or working on a farm in Germany for a while. Like I said, I don't know what he's doing. This David dude. But what I do know is a lot of grass fields does not a mixed arable livestock farm make. So that's gonna have to change. I'm gonna need to, for the first year, work on probably grass silage and figure out a way to turn that into money. And that's probably going to result in me selling a lot of silage bales. Because if there's one thing farmers always need, is more silage bales. The mulch hay is fine, you know. People pay for that, and it's, you know, I don't begrudge the people who pay for mulch hay. But what I do mind is people, what I do want to exploit, I guess, is people who just can't make enough silage to feed their animals. So our first year in the UK, we're going to be doing silage quite heavily. Until then, well, we're just going to have to make do with what we got here, which is whole lot of land that needs to be sorted out and ploughed up. It needs to be covered in manure, or compost. To be quite honest, if this guy's planting potatoes in... what month is it? Called H should work. Nope. This out in H? Nope. This guy's planting potatoes in... oh, I know what I'm wrong there. Planting potatoes in late summer, which would be August, September time, and he's expecting them to grow through the winter. Do you know what? He deserves his potato crop destroyed. Because that's just not gonna work. Those crops are dead the second they go into the ground. And I think we got a couple of passes here left. As I'm trying to get full coverage with manure here. There we go. Around here and woo. Sort that out, Dave. There we go. Now, if I do end up needing to take out a loan to buy this British farm... ah, I've missed a bit. If I do end up needing to take a loan, that's fine. I'll take out a loan for a few $100,000. I'll, you know... I can mortgage against the farm. It's taking a gamble that the farm's going to produce as much as I think it will in the first 2 or 3 seasons, but I'm willing to bet I'm right here. I'm willing to bet that I'm making the right move. I have heard the farm is in the Gloucestershire area, roughly. Very, very roughly. I'm looking forward to doing a bit of work there. I've heard the fields are at times large and at times small, so it's a nice mix of fields. I've also heard there is a compost plant in the area, as well as a sawmill, which is going to be interesting. There may be some other stuff that I haven't heard about yet, but there's definitely a compost plant and a sawmill, so we can definitely try and take control of those. I think they're asking for $250,000 for the 2 of them combined. Which I'm sure we can figure out some arrangement to get that kind of money together. As we throw muck onto the grass field here. This is going to be ploughed up and just left. All the fields are just going to be left ploughed, by the way. So I am looking for offers on this farm. If anybody watching has any offers they'd like to make for the farm, feel free. And you will get this farm with the obviously without the vehicles that I am bringing with me. And out of character, I will legitimately send you the save file. If you make the winning offer, and if you want to do videos to continue on this series, feel free. But all offers are being considered. All offers will be considered, and this farm is most definitely for sale because I want to go to the UK. I want to go to the UK soon. That's going to do it for today, guys. I'm going to leave it here. I will leave you by saying, I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on the Old Streams Farm. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button below. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with, I guess, the continuation of the end. Because we are most definitely at the end of Old Streams, and we will be for a few weeks. While offers come in and while my offer for the UK farm is considered. But until then, stay safe and goodbye.